It all started with a simple black box, no return address, no branding, just a sleek, matte black container that arrived at my office on a Tuesday morning, a day that felt as ordinary as any other. Inside, nestled on a bed of dark velvet, was a single metallic card. The engraving was sharp, precise, and read, "The 2026 Equinox RS has changed, but what really changed? Come and see. September 24th, 2025. Mojave." Below the coordinates was a stark warning. Come alone. Speak to no one. This was no ordinary press junket, this was something else entirely. It felt less like an invitation and more like a summons, a challenge from a ghost. My heart hammered against my ribs. I've been to hundreds of car launches, from glamorous events in Monaco to rugged off-road tests in the Andes. Champagne canapes, a lengthy PowerPoint presentation full of marketing jargon. But this felt different. The anonymity, the secrecy, the stark location in the middle of the Mojave Desert, it all pointed to something bigger than just a new set of headlights or a slightly larger infotainment screen. Chevrolet was playing a dangerous game, building a myth around a car that historically has been a reliable but unexciting family SUV. The mystery was a hook, and I was already caught. I spent the next few hours poring over the scant details available online. Leaked photos showed a more aggressive design, a wider stance, and a front grille that looked like it wanted to swallow the road whole. Whispers on enthusiast forums spoke of a radical new powertrain, something that had never been seen in a vehicle of this class. The rumors were wild and unsubstantiated, but they all orbited a central theme: revolution. Chevrolet wasn't just updating the Equinox, they were trying to reinvent it. But the cryptic invitation suggested the biggest change wasn't the engine or the design. It was something hidden, something they didn't want the world to know just yet. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across my office floor, my decision was made. The risks were palpable, but the curiosity was overwhelming. What secret could a family SUV possibly hold that required this level of theatrical secrecy? Was it a groundbreaking piece of technology? A controversial design choice? Or was it something darker? A skeleton in the corporate closet they were about to reveal. I booked a flight to Las Vegas, the closest major airport to the coordinates. The game was on, and I was now a player, heading straight into the heart of the desert to uncover the truth behind the new Equinox RS. The flight to Las Vegas was thick with a strange tension, a feeling that I was flying towards an answer I might not be ready for. From there, I rented an anonymous-looking sedan, its engine a dull hum against the vast, silent expanse of the desert. The GPS guided me away from the neon glow of the strip, plunging me deeper into the desolate beauty of the Mojave. The coordinates on the metallic card led me not to a state-of-the-art facility or a glamorous desert resort, but to an old, abandoned airfield. Two solitary figures stood beside a single, covered car silhouette stark against the setting sun. There were no banners, no logos, no other journalists, just me, them, and the secret under the silk sheet. As I approached, one of the figures stepped forward. He introduced himself only as the custodian. He explained that what I was about to see was the culmination of a 5-year multi-billion-dollar project kept entirely off the books. He spoke of a skunkworks team, a small group of engineers and designers operating in total secrecy, tasked with a single objective: to build a car that could change the rules of the game forever. His words were heavy with importance, each one carefully chosen to build the suspense. He warned me that the information I was about to receive was under a strict embargo, but the real restriction was something far more unusual. He told me, millions of these cars will be sold. They will be in every city, on every highway, but only a handful of people will ever know what they are truly capable of. This statement sent a shiver down my spine. It was a bizarre paradox. Why would a company spend billions on a feature only to hide it from the very customers who were buying the car? It made no sense from a marketing perspective. Unless, of course, the feature wasn't meant for the customers at all. The custodian's cryptic pronouncements only deepened the mystery, transforming this car launch into something that felt more like an intelligence briefing than a product reveal. With a theatrical flourish, the custodian and his silent partner pulled back the cover. There it was, the 2026 Chevrolet Equinox RS. It was painted in a deep, almost black crimson that seemed to absorb the last rays of sunlight. The design was even more aggressive in person. It was wider, lower, and had an undeniable presence that screamed performance. It looked like a predator, a stark contrast to the friendly, approachable image of its predecessors. But as impressive as it was, I knew the real story wasn't in the sheet metal, it was hidden somewhere inside, a secret waiting to be unlocked. This project, the custodian began, his voice low and steady, officially cost $1.2 billion to develop. Unofficially, the number is closer to $3 billion. He let that figure hang in the dry desert air. $3 billion. You could develop a new fighter jet for that kind of money, or fund a mission to Mars. To spend that on a mainstream SUV was an act of corporate insanity or supreme confidence. He explained that the extra cost was attributed to what he called the Phantom program, a clandestine operation focused on a single revolutionary system integrated deep into the car's chassis and software that it was nearly impossible to detect. He gestured for me to get into the driver's seat. The interior was a masterpiece of modern design, premium materials, advanced technology. A massive 17.7-inch freeform screen dominated the dashboard, displaying crisp, vibrant graphics. The seats were sculpted like those in a race car, yet they were surprisingly comfortable, clad in a unique fabric that felt both soft and incredibly durable. Over 200 engineers worked on the software alone, he said. They wrote more than 100 million lines of code. That's more than what's in a modern passenger airplane. And most of it is dedicated to one thing. The scale of the operation was staggering. 500,000 hours of testing, from the frozen plains of the Arctic Circle to the punishing heat of Death Valley. They had built and destroyed over 300 prototypes just to perfect this one hidden system. The numbers were almost comical in their magnitude, designed to overwhelm and impress. Yet they also raised a crucial question. What could possibly justify such an astronomical investment of time, money, and resources? I gripped the steering wheel, its leather cool beneath my hands. The dashboard was alive with light, yet it offered no clues. The custodian's silence was more telling than any sales pitch. I felt like I was sitting inside the most expensive secret in the automotive world, a secret that was about to be revealed, or so I thought. "Start it," the custodian commanded. I pressed the glowing red start button on the center console. The engine roared to life, not with a generic hum, but with a deep, guttural growl that sounded utterly out of place for an Equinox. It was a sound full of promise and aggression, the kind of noise you'd expect from a thoroughbred sports car, not a family hauler. Under the bonnet is a 2.0-liter turbocharged engine, he explained. On paper, it produces a respectable 228 horsepower. That's what the brochure will say. That's what the dealers will tell customers. It's a perfectly adequate number for a vehicle in this class. He paused, a faint smile playing on his lips. But that's not the truth. The engine was designed and built by the same team behind Corvette's high-performance powertrains. It has a dual-scroll turbocharger, a forged steel crankshaft, and a cooling system that's over-engineered by a factor of 3. The real output, the number we will never officially publish, is well over 300 horsepower. In the right conditions, it's closer to 350. The contradiction was jarring. A powerful high-performance engine deliberately and officially neutered for public consumption. He then directed my attention to a small, unmarked toggle switch discreetly placed on the lower part of the center console, almost completely hidden from view. "This is the key," he said. In its standard mode, the car's ECU limits the power to the advertised 228 horsepower. It behaves exactly as you'd expect an Equinox to behave. It's safe, efficient, and predictable. But when you engage this switch, you unlock its true potential. The engine mapping changes, the turbo boost increases, and the all-wheel drive system recalibrates for maximum performance. You unleash the other 100 horses. My mind raced. This was more than just a sport mode, it was a hidden identity. They had built a performance car and disguised it as an ordinary SUV. But why? Why go to such lengths to hide its true capabilities? Was it for regulatory reasons, insurance purposes, or was there a more profound, more strategic reason behind this deception? The idea of millions of these sleeper cars driving on public roads, their owners oblivious to the power lurking just a flick of a switch away, was both thrilling and deeply unsettling. The growl of the engine was a whisper of the power within, a promise of a secret waiting to be unleashed. What do you think the red button does? Let me know in the comments, and make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell because our adventures into the unknown are only going to get wilder from here. The story is far from over. In fact, it has only just begun. The secret is out there, driving among us, waiting. The biggest question remains unanswered. What is the Chameleon Protocol? And what global event are they anticipating that would require its activation? We may not know for years, or we may find out sooner than any of us expect.